Come on. Hello and welcome to my channel. I shall be reading another short story today, which as ever is 1,000 words long and based on 5 random words generated by an online random word generator, and the words for this story are, and this one is called Keepsakes. There are only so many ways you can reorder your record collection, Adam Harper realised. Once you've tried alphabetical, rainbow patterned, random, chronological, then painstakingly rearranged your vinyl by genre, that's pretty much it. Harper would need another distraction strategy when the cravings came, as they inevitably would. He'd been abstinent for 4 months, unemployed for 2, and single for 3 weeks. Only the first of those abandonments provided relief. COVID-19 had rendered him jobless once the government furlough scheme came to an end and his employer, a publisher of sheet music, restructured its workforce. Joanna had tried to stick with Adam throughout these life transitions, kicking the booze and experiencing the joys of universal credit and shopping at discount stores. But she loved her Cabernets and martinis just a little bit more than she loved Adam. And adhering to any sort of compromise between his abject poverty and her barrister's salary proved unworkable. Adam was too proud to let her pay for everything, and Joanna didn't see why her social life had to be brutally curtailed. In the end, their differences in temperament became more and more apparent. They split with fragile good graces. Neither had wanted kids. There were no third parties to consider. Separation was painful without proving catastrophic. 3 weeks into his renewed bachelorhood, Adam was battling the urge to drink almost daily. With so little else going on in his life, it was proving difficult not to give in to the temptation to self-medicate with alcohol. Instead, he took his antidepressants, went for long runs, and began reading the pile of books on his bedside table. When he found his mind racing and refusing to settle, like a butterfly, unable to decide which weed to land upon, he would rummage through old cardboard boxes containing the detritus of his past. Old gig tickets, comics he drew in his teens, bad poems written for girls and discarded, and disassembled stamp collections. Occasionally something seemingly inconsequential would ambush him with associated memories, such as a dried up piece of orange peel that he was given by an ex-girlfriend, in the form of an actual orange, the day she left him. So many leave-takings. Here were a couple of marbles Adam had won in a game with a school friend when he was about 8 years old. Here was a photo of Adam and his sister, with faces painted as sad clowns. Here was a photo of his parents, impossibly youthful, taken from their courting days. How had that slipped in there? At Adam's age, his parents had 2 teenage children. Adam had rootlessness and regret. There it was, an inevitable discovery his subconscious must have known he would make. The miniature whiskey bottle from his friend Tom's wedding. Poonahhavan, nearly 20 years old now. Could he? He really ought not to, and yet he wanted so much to savour that crisp, peaty, burning sharpness on his tongue. Adam lifted the bottle out of the box and headed to the kitchen, where he found a small stubby glass. He dropped the miniature unopened in the glass and rolled it around, contemplating all that he might lose if he were to crack open the seal. With an effort of will, he managed to put the glass down on the counter and return to the box of memories. He'd pour the whiskey down the sink later. Back amongst the relics, Adam found a small Ziploc bag containing a half-dozen old coins. Nothing too ancient, the earliest an 1868 penny, rubbed down almost down into a smooth disc, but still recognisably bearing the head of Queen Victoria. Actually, some of these coins, although almost black with dirt, looked in rather good condition. There was a threepenny bit too, a 12-sided brass coin he was sure the millennials who lived in the flat next door would not believe had ever existed. A quick Google search revealed some of these coins selling on eBay for up to £400. He might have a couple of £1,000 worth, provided he could clean them up. Back in the kitchen, he opened the fridge to find that he was out of HP sauce, a classic coin-cleaning agent. Needless to say, he had no vinegar either. He could pop around to the corner shop for a bottle of Coca-Cola, but that would necessitate wearing more than his bathrobe and would result in his possessing the makings of a whiskey and coke, and that could never end well. There was only one safe and fitting solution. Adam poured the coins into the glass, unscrewed the cap of the Bunnahabhain, and hesitated. Just a sniff to remind himself? Perhaps a sip? He poured the amber restorative over the old coins, drew up a chair, and for the next half hour, Adam watched the whiskey eat away at the grime of ages. It was both heavily symbolic and resonant with a kind of irony, as the alcohol returned something aged to the condition of its immaculate youth. There was no way he was going to swig back the turgid contents of that glass once the coins within were renewed. Adam could only guess how many fingers those pennies and halfpennies had passed through. Merchants, mothers, urchins, gamblers, gentlemen, ladies of the night, all had touched these pieces of alloy, now gleamingly perfect, amongst a grimy suspension. Adam poured the whiskey down the sink and rinsed the coins off with soapy water, drying them with a hand towel. They looked beautiful, pristine and near perfect. He wasn't sure now whether he'd sell them. Perhaps the 2 threepenny bits would make interesting cufflinks, should he ever need cufflinks again. More importantly, he had faced down the venomous enemy and had not been bitten. Pocketing one of the pennies for good luck, Adam decided to drop in on the Monday night AA meeting in his local church. It would be good to have some good news to relay for once. So I hope you enjoyed that. I shall say nothing more about that story. If you like the channel and you like that story, feel free to share, subscribe, like, do all those other interactive things, and I will come back with another story very soon. Thank you.